Welcome into Pittsburgh Steelers Talk, presented today by Manscaped. We'll tell you all about their new Ultra Premium Collection and all the great products that come along with that later on in today's show. I am Tom Downey here with a look at the quarterback position for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It is uncertain at best at the current moment. So today we're taking a look at some potential positions, or players I should say, that the Steelers could go trade for. It is all about QB trades on today's video. 5 targets in mind. Now, this list is based on not talent. It is how realistic they are to acquire, how much they would cost, and how big of an upgrade they are. It is not just the best one or just the one you would have the easiest time being able to get. It is a hybrid of all of those things, because I know there are some Mason Rudolph truthers out there. I am not one of those people. I do not think he is your guy, and I think there are several QBs who could hypothetically be available this offseason that would present an upgrade, and a big one, over Rudolph. So do you want the Steelers to go trade for a QB? This is a true yes or no question. I get it if you don't want to go that route, but let me know what you guys have to say in the comment section. Type in Y for yes, you do want to trade for a QB, or N for no, you do not. Number 5 on our list, Kyler Murray. I don't think he's going to end up being available in the end, but I would have at least some level of interest. This is entering his 4th year. Kyler Murray is coming off his best year ever, where he remains a dynamic dual threat, something that I think the Matt Canada offense would like to have a little bit more of. However, there are some red flags here. It's very unusual for an assumed franchise QB to be having issues in after year 3 of his time with the organization. And as I'm going to call him, Moody Murray, is he worth it? Is he a bit of a more of a diva than what you want in the end? Now, I would argue Big Ben was frequently a little bit of a drama queen, but it was not about his issues with the team. His drama stuff was, the injuries he always had, and kind of finding ways to get that as a big factor. But he never had issues, I don't think, with quitting like Murray did in the final game of the year for Arizona. So there you have to judge is he worth what an expensive draft capital trade would require? I'm honestly not so sure as it relates to Pittsburgh. So who do you want at QB this year? This could be a trade candidate. Maybe it's Mason Rudolph. Maybe it's a draft pick, or free agent. Not the best names out there. Let me know what you guys have to say in the comment section. And while you're down there, make sure you are subscribed. Got videos coming out pretty much every single day here on Pittsburgh Steelers Talk. So if the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. While the ad plays, go down there and make sure you are subscribed. Number 4, Russell Wilson. The next 2 names are fairly big trade candidates out there, but I wonder how likely it is Russell Wilson ends up getting dealt. You bring him in, I think he'd be a great fit in the Matt Canada offense. I think he and Najee Harris would be a fantastic duo. Claypool, Deontay Johnson, insert third receiver here. Pat Freiermuth, ooh, that's a good offense, man. Now, Wilson is coming off a bit of a down year. Injury, of course, playing a big factor in that. And there's also this part, which would also apply to Kyler Murray and others. Russell Wilson is making a pretty big chunk of change. If you were to trade for him, you'd probably have to make him one of, if not the highest paid QBs in the NFL. Now, you would do what you've done with Ben Roethlisberger, or I should say did with Ben Roethlisberger. Pay him big money and then push the big cap hits out in the future, because you're contending as long as Wilson is on your roster. That's what all these teams are doing with their big QBs. In the end, I think the Seahawks keep Russell Wilson. This is supposed to be the year of the QB trade. A couple years ago was the year of the QB potential option out there in terms of free agency. Now, I'm not so sure. So we'll see what happens with Russell Wilson. Today's show is powered by Manscaped, and they have just launched their new Ultra Premium Collection. Some awesome products you can get for 20% off and free shipping when you use promo code CHAT at manscaped.com. You can get the body wash and 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, because why use two things when one thing gets the job done? They've got deodorant, which smells incredible, by the way. They've got body spray, and on top of it, when you use our promo code, some lip balm as well, because you always need that, and if you're like me, you end up losing it somehow anyway. You can also get the Lawnmower 4.0, of course, at manscaped.com. Just remember, use promo code CHAT to get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com/chat. That link and the promo code will be in the comment section and in the description. Let's move on to number 3 of our top QB trade targets. That is Aaron Rodgers. This one, we know how frequently he has been linked. He would have been potentially number 1 on this list just a couple of even weeks ago, but there is growing buzz, and maybe just out of Green Bay to try and speak some optimism into existence, that maybe Rodgers chooses to stick around with the Packers. Much like Russell Wilson, it's up to Rodgers if he wants to stick with his current team. He is a back-to-back NFL MVP. Those guys are never available, except this year, apparently. So I will not rule out the possibility that Rodgers ends up returning to Green Bay. That's why instead of being number 1, he's number 3 on this list. But I would go all in for Rodgers if he becomes available as a football player. If you can acquire the NFL MVP for, I think, what might be a couple of first-round picks, and it does make your window just, 1 or 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is, I don't care. Go get that guy. Rodgers is a top 3, if not top 2, number 1 QB right now in the NFL. He'd be a no-brainer addition if the Steelers could actually pull it off. Number 2, Deshaun Watson. Now, we'll get to the legal stuff, I promise you. But we do know Deshaun is a franchise QB when he's out there on the field. He is in that top 10, top 7, top 12, whatever you want to call him, QB range. Talent-wise, he'd be a no-brainer acquisition. However, is he going to be cleared off the field? I don't think you can trade for a player who's still facing 20-plus accusations of sexual misconduct. It's not a he said, she said. It's a he said, she said, she said, she said, she said, she said, on and on and on. That's the big red flag that you should go, I don't know if I want that guy. If he's proven innocent, well, then you should have all of the interest in the world, right? Lots of big-time impact from Deshaun Watson in recent years. We know what he is as a QB. He's fantastic. And his deal has been partially paid out already by Houston. Now, you'd probably restructure his deal, bring the cap hit down at least just a little bit, but it would put them in a pretty good spot. The Steelers of having a franchise QB for the next 10 or so years. Of course, we don't know if he's going to be cleared. So what do you think ends up happening? Will Deshaun Watson play in 2022? Type P for play, or type S for he's not going to be able to be cleared, he's going to sit. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. At number 1, because he would be a very easy acquisition, that is Jimmy Garoppolo. Of the 5 guys on this list, he is the only one that we know is going to be dealt this year. The Niners are not going to keep him. You can 100% acquire Jimmy Garoppolo. And if you could get him for a second-round pick, it's not the worst idea. He is a better QB than Mason Rudolph. Now, I would argue that Jimmy G might not be what you want because he's just not enough. It requires everything to be perfect around him for him to have success in the postseason. Now, that's true for guys like Kirk Cousins, who could also have made this list. True for guys like Ryan Tannehill, I think, as well. But Jimmy G at least has had more playoff success than those guys have. He's been close a couple different times. So it's not the worst idea, and he's also the easiest one to acquire. So of these 5 guys, who would you have the most interest in adding? Type KM for Kyler Murray. That's the guy you want to go get. RW for Russell Wilson. AR for Aaron Rodgers. DW for Deshaun Watson. Or JG for Jimmy G.